Okay, Comic-Con ended about a week ago, and I started to put away all my costumes, and I figured this would be a great time to show you how to take care of your costumes. So once you have your costumes, they're all made and stuff, and you've worn them to a con, next comes the important part of having to store them. You worked so hard, you don't want to ruin them, get them wrinkled or ripped or dusty or faded. So I'm going to show you how I take care of my costumes. This includes washing, storing, dry cleaning, touching up, anything that comes after wearing and making a costume. The key is organization. I like to keep all my costumes and all the pieces together so I never lose anything. Main weapons are these plastic cheap hangers. I get them usually from clothes stores. Whenever I buy something, I ask to keep the hangers, and most of the time they're like, yeah, sure, whatever, we don't care. So you need the top and the bottoms. And always look for the tops that have this little connection, so then you can put the pants hanger on it and keep your entire costume all together. So the first thing you're going to want to do before you start washing or taking apart or hanging up your costumes is pick them apart and figure out what things you actually need to wash and what things you don't. So I'm going to start off with my avatar costume. This is my shirts. I actually wore an undershirt under this specifically for the purpose because I knew that this was going to be a mess to wash. The fabric is really delicate and it unravels really easily, so I was like, I don't want to wash this over and over again. I'm going to wear an undershirt so I don't have to. So I can just hang this up and I know that this is clean and it's ready to go for next time. Everything goes on the hangers. And so the cape is more or less clean. It doesn't actually touch my body. It sits on top of the shirts and I wasn't rolling around in the dirt or anything. So this is clean. Same with the overskirts. I sat on that magazine so I know it's not dirty. Okay, so now I have my tights. These are my leg tights. These are my arm tights. These are definitely dirty. They were touching my skin. They got oils and dirts from my skin on them. So pretty much anything that touches your skin, touches your hands, touches your feet, those things are going to be dirty and you need to wash them. Lastly, for any jewelry or extra ribbon items that went with the costume, I put them all in a grocery bag or a shopping bag, and I hang this bag on with the hanger so I know that everything associated with this costume is all in one spot. This whole costume is complete and ready to go. Once I wash the tights, I'm just going to slip them in the bag so I know next year everything is ready to go and all in one place. I do the same thing with the Harley. My bodysuit is going to have to be washed. The whole thing was touching my skin, so it's oily and dirty. Those are my wash pile. Everything else associated with the Harley costume is in this bag. My ruffles, my hood, my collar, everything. Shoes are a little different. My Harley shoes are just covers. I slip the shoes out because I actually wear them day to day. Something like the shoes for my airbender costume, I bought those for the sole purpose of wearing them for that costume. So for shoes, you can put them in a bag if you want to keep everything together, but shoes are really heavy and I feel like they will crush or damage anything else that's in the bag. So I actually keep all my shoes in one big bin. Any type of shoes that are solely meant for cosplaying go in this bin. So I know they're always all together and I can find them. I'm not worried about losing any shoes. Now on to more delicate items like my mask. This is really delicate. I don't want to just throw it in the bag with the rest of my props because something could crush it, it could get bent or broken. And I want to savor this. This took a lot of time to make. I don't want to make a new one every year. I set a special place aside for all of these things. This is my costume trunk. Everything in here is other parts of costumes that I can't put in a bag or hang up. So I've got decorative hats over here, my wigs, and then my costume jewelry. In this box are where my masks go. You can kind of see them stacked there. And then along with all this stuff, so move my wigs to the side, this box is full of all my costume makeup, like my Harley Quinn, my Airbender Blue, my eyelashes. My wigs are kept really neatly in bags so they don't get dusty, but we'll go over wig care later. So I guess I'm just reiterating the importance of organization. You really don't want to lose any pieces of your costume and then the day before the convention scour your house looking for a sleeve or a glove. Every other piece of Harley is in this bag and I'm ready to start washing my costumes.
Okay, so now we're gonna start washing our costumes. Sorry for the awkward angle. I have no other way to like show you what I'm doing rather than to stack my pad up there and show you from down below. So the first thing you want to do is make sure everything is clean. I take a Lysol disinfecting wipe and wipe down the counter and the inside of the sink. That way you know you're not putting your costume down on a dirty surface or washing it in a dirty tub. That would defeat the purpose. We always hand wash our costumes. You don't want to just throw these in the washing machine. They could get ripped. The dye could bleed. You don't know anything about the fabrics, or if you used actual dye, they could get everywhere. So while my sink is filling up with room temperature water, I have about 2 tablespoons of laundry detergent. And I just go ahead and mix this in with the water. Never use dish soap or hand soap. That's really harsh on fabrics and you're actually going to end up ruining them. So I'm going to start with my airbender tights with arrows on them. Massage the fabric with your hand. Try to get the soap in there as best you can. So once you feel like you've washed it well enough, we're going to go ahead and drain the sink and we're going to rinse the fabric in a cold to room temperature water. Gently take one piece at a time, throw it around in my hands a little bit, rinsing it thoroughly, squeezing all the soap out. So once those are rinsed, I'm just putting it on a towel for now and we're going to hang all of our items out to air dry. Never ever just throw your stuff in the dryer. That could make the fabrics fray, it could shrink them. It's always safer to let it air dry. Another option for more delicate costumes like this is a spot treatment. You would take a water bottle, spray it on the sections you want to wash, gently rub it with a toothbrush, and then rinse. I could have done that for my bodysuit. Like, I could have laid it out, I could have only washed the feet, the hands, the armpits, the back, whatever, wherever I thought was the most sweatiest. Wash that with some water and a toothbrush, and then set it out to dry. But I do prefer to wash the whole thing just so it doesn't get smelly and yucky. Now I'm just going to hang them up over my shower so they dry. Clean costumes. So I always try to hand wash all of my costumes, but if I come across a really super delicate costume I'm not comfortable washing, I always take it to the dry cleaners. Vampire Night Jacket is one such costume. I feel safer just dry cleaning it. So it's all up to you. I guess you could dry clean all of your costumes, just I feel like if I can wash them, why not? But if you really feel like something should be dry cleaned, don't hesitate or attempt to wash it, just take it to the dry cleaners. Then they'll give you one of these awesome bags with it. Once your costumes are washed, dried, put together, hung up, everything is in one place, you want to make sure to protect them so they're in this quality condition for next year or the next time you wear it. So these are bags from old dresses, prom dresses, formal dresses, I don't know, whenever they give you a bag, I guess. These protect your costumes from getting dusty. If you don't have one, I would just take a trash bag and cut this little opening in the top to fit the hanger through. So the trash bag or the clothes bags will keep your costumes in pristine condition until you're ready to wear them again. Only other thing I do is they tend to get kind of dusty, plasticky closet smelling just from being in there. Even though they're protected, they still kind of smell kind of funny. So about a week before I actually need to wear it to a convention, I take it out of the plastic and spray it with some Febreze just to kind of freshen it up. So as you're washing your costumes or just hanging them up, take a look at them and make sure they're not ripped or damaged. If you find any seam that's ripped or a little piece that's falling off, make sure you fix it now. Don't hang it up and forget about it the day before the con. You'll be like, oh my god, I forgot to sew this. I have a rule that everything in my closet is ready to go for the next con. The last thing you gotta worry about storing is props. Like, where the heck am I gonna keep this? Honestly, I haven't quite figured it out yet. You should keep this in mind when you're making stuff like this. You gotta store it somewhere. I mean, a hammer's a really big prop. Usually props are a little smaller than this and you don't have to worry about that. Like my airbender staff, it's a lot smaller. I mean, it is really tall. I actually just lean this up against the wall behind my door, and that's where its place is. You gotta figure it out. You gotta see where you got room and you can just put stuff. So your costumes should all be well organized, all kept together so they don't break or discolor. They should be washed, smelling fresh, and keep covered so they stay in pristine condition until you're ready to use them again. Good luck! Okay, so welcome to my room. I usually have tons of like posters up, and even back on this wall is all empty. It's usually all posters. I started taking them all down because I get new ones from the con and I want to put up different things every year. So this is all my costumes on my bed. Not all of them, okay, I kind of started to put them away but then stopped and was like, I should make this video.
Woo, I'm looking like a little person. I'm dancing with my legs. Dun, 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 woo!